Are you serious? Are you serious? North Korean prisons are worse than Nazi concentration camps, says a Holocaust survivor. Reports are that North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's mistreatment of political prisoners is at least as egregious as they were carried out in World War II in the concentration camps, according to former international judge who survived Auschwitz. Wow, how could you be any worse? But Thomas Bergenthal, a law professor who served for a decade as an International Court of Justice judge, said a new report he helped write documenting atrocities in North Korea's prisons shows that Kim's regime may be even worse than the Nazis. What? I believe that the conditions of the North Korean prison camps are as terrible or even worse than those that I saw and experienced in my youth in these Nazi camps and in my long professional career in the human rights field. Bergenthal, who endured Auschwitz concentration camp as a child, told the Washington Post. Bergenthal is an author of a report published by the International Bar Association, Inquiry on Crimes Against Humanity in North Korean Political Prisons. It documents atrocities inside the country's prisons where an estimated 80,000 to 130,000 people are currently being held. The report is based on a testimony from North Korean defectors, including a former prison guard, and scholarly research and videos and transcripts. It says investigators found evidence of crimes against humanity that have been committed in these prisons, including murder, extermination, enslavement, forcible transfer, imprisonment, torture, sexual violence, persecution, and enforced disappearances. The report focuses on North Korea's 4 total control zones where people are sent with no prospect of release. Hundreds of thousands of political prisoners have been sent to political prisons over the past 50 years, with up to 3 generations of families detained together and forced into slave labor, mostly to work in the mines and logging and agriculture. Prisoners are regularly tortured and killed. According to the report, it says rape is rampant, as is malnutrition, starvation, and they're overworked. There is not a comparable situation anywhere in the world, past or present, says a Navi Pillay, who's another report author who also is a judge in South Africa. This is really an atrocity at the maximum level, where the whole population is subject to intimidation. A whole nation is under intimidation, very similar to the days of Nazi Germany. The report calls for an international tribunal to investigate North Korea's crimes against humanity, to hold accountable those responsible, including Kim Jong-un and his party officials, the prison guards, the security officials. Well, the only way you can do that is you got to do a regime change. You literally have to do a regime change. You have to invade the country and take out the entire regime, set the captives free, put in a whole new puppet government, and completely release to the people the opportunity to have freedom, a democracy, and an opportunity to be free. So given North Korea's highly controlled leadership structure, Kim Jong-un and his inner circle warrant prosecution under the principle of command responsibility. The study serves as an unofficial update in the 2014 United Nations inquiry on human rights abuses in North Korea. The International Bar Association is saying the North Korean regime's policy of detaining people it views as enemy seeds dates back to the 1950s, but accurately documenting crimes inside the country's prisons has been hampered by North Korea's isolation, even as it develops a nuclear arsenal. President Donald Trump has responded to these nuclear programs with his threats and demands that China take responsibility as one of North Korea's sole allies. China will reportedly open refugee camps on its border with the rogue regime to house the defectors. And that's just going to be, and this is a mess. This is beyond a mess. And besides all of these horrific crimes to humanity that he does to his own people, he spent all the money to build all these rockets and bombs and missiles and nukes. And that's to protect himself from the rest of the world because of the way they run things there. It's all about power. It's all about torture. It's all about intimidation. It's all about demonic oppression, demonic demons. The demons that are roaring out of there is unreal. The poor people there don't deserve it. This is a disaster. There's only one answer for North Korea, and that would be a full-scale invasion and regime change. And that, my friend, would be the result of millions of people being killed, not only in North Korea, but in South Korea, potentially Japan, and maybe even Hawaii or Guam, or even other areas. There's no way to win on this. I don't know what you do, but I'm telling you, war is coming, and it's probably going to be after the Winter Olympics. That's the word we're getting on the street, coming to us from different directions. Word on the street. Pray for some. There is no other answer. I don't know what to do. Prayer is the answer. Jesus is the way. Jesus is the only answer. And it's the only answer. Jesus. Are you serious?